Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Police said they took King Charles's brother into custody and officers had carried out searches at addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk. Vehicles believed to be police cars had been seen arriving at the Sandringham estate in Norfolk. It comes after Thames Valley Police said they were assessing a complaint over the alleged sharing of confidential material by the former prince with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew, who turned 66 today, had previously denied any wrongdoing. In a statement, King Charles said, "I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public." He later wrote, "The law must take its course." There is no precedent for a senior member of the royal family being placed under arrest in modern British history, so many are seeing this as a seismic moment for the monarchy.
The current king, when he was made the special envoy after leaving the Royal Navy, made it very clear that he didn't think it was a good idea. He thought that Andrew should just focus on doing royal duties and not take on an official role until, in terms of working alongside the government in this way, until it was cleared, until he fully understand what was involved. I'm sure that the king has got his head in his hands about this at the moment. It truly is a seismic moment for this country, and I think for the monarchy as well.
The accused, Yoon, is to be sentenced to lifetime imprisonment.
South Korea's ex-president Yoon Suk-yeol has been jailed for life for masterminding an insurrection by trying to impose military rule. A Seoul court ruled that Yoon had attempted to subvert the constitution by deploying military troops to seal off the National Assembly and ordering the arrest of politicians on the 3rd of December 2024. The presiding judge told the court his actions fundamentally damaged South Korea's democracy and deserved a harsh punishment. Prosecutors had sought the death penalty. Though it was short-lived, Yoon's martial law order left the nation more polarized than ever, and those deep divisions were on full display as the sentencing took place. Huge crowds of Yoon's supporters gathered outside the court hours before the hearing, holding banners. If either side launches an appeal, the case will go up to the Supreme Court, which means it could be months before the verdict is finalized. A UN fact-finding mission has determined that evidence of atrocities carried out during the siege and takeover of the Sudanese city of El Fasher points to genocide. The paramilitary rapid support forces captured El Fasher, located in the western region of Darfur, at the end of October after an 18-month blockade. It was one of the most brutal chapters in Sudan's nearly 3-year civil war and triggered widespread international outrage. This is the closest the UN has come to declaring that genocide is being carried out by RSF fighters in Darfur since the current conflict. The RSF has not commented on the report, but has denied previous such accusations. Evidence is mounting that Elon Musk's decision to deny Russian forces access to his Starlink satellite-based internet service has blunted Moscow's advance, caused confusion among Russian soldiers, and handed an advantage to Ukraine's defenders. It's still too early to assess the impact of the change that came into effect at the beginning of the month, after Ukraine's defense minister asked Elon Musk's SpaceX company to block Russian access to Starlink. But in some areas of the front line, especially in the city of Zaporizhia, there is some evidence of Russian forces being forced to retreat. A town in northern Italy has started celebrating Carnival with its annual Battle of the Oranges, where people hurl the fruit at each other for fun. The historic carnival in Ivrea, an old medieval town near Turin, celebrates the legend of Violetta, a miller's daughter who freed people from a tyrant starving the town. The colourful battle commemorates the uprising and is played between 9 teams on foot who represent the people who revolted, while the orange throwers on horse-drawn carriages represent the feudal armies. The oranges used during the celebration are not suitable for sale, an organiser said, adding that they are collected and used for fertiliser after the event. And there was canine chaos as a local wolf dog found its way onto the cross-country ski course mid-race at the Winter Olympics. Reportedly, a Czechoslovakian wolf dog wandered onto the ski trail during the women's team cross-country free sprint qualification event at the skiing stadium. Footage from the broadcast showed the happy-looking pup running between the two skiers, with the crowd cheering as it crossed the finish line. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.